today I think we get a little sneak peek into what various people are doing at work with AI. We start with Gurmeet Singh, the General Manager, APAC and MEA of Quora.
Before I get started, I have a saying which by Elizir Yudovsky, which I thought was relevant to this event. Um, by far, the greatest danger of artificial intelligence is that people conclude too early that they understand it. So, on that note, let's get started. Let's kind of learn a little more through this event. Let's add to the knowledge which we already have. So, ladies and gentlemen, chief marketing officers who are here and esteemed audience who are like experts in the financial services sector. A very warm welcome to you to this event, which is like you can see it's on future finance, navigating marketing in an AI era. So it's an honor to stand for you, and as we delve into this fascinating world of AI and what it can do to us and how we can kind of leverage it. We surely are on the door of a new era where we have like it's virtually like you can say, since we are marketing people out here, we are at crossroads of like traditional marketing as well as cutting edge technology. So how do we kind of marry the two? And how do we kind of go ahead in this new era is something which we will chat about today and get to learn from each other. AI, as you know, is a convergence of data analytics, machine learning, and automation. And obviously, the end result which we all want in this sector is to have like personalized experiences and recommendations to all our customers and consumers. It is critical to acknowledge, that while AI has a lot of advantages, it can go wrong in a lot of ways as well. So, if you adopt AI in the right way, if you are able to use it, and it can be a great partner for you, and we should try to do that. But in case we don't use it, then obviously we are kind of left out and we are not able to leverage something which is kind of life changing as of now. We are guardians of our brand, so therefore we need to take care of our consumers, that they feel that their experiences, the recommendations that they are getting are very genuine and personalized, and we are not kind of interfering with their privacy or kind of misleading them. Therefore, we have to ensure transparency, privacy, and security. These are three things which, according to me, should be in the forefront. AI today, demands a lot of things and can do a lot of things good for us. Some of the things are like personalized recommendations. AI algorithms today help you kind of have personalized recommendations which are much better than what we would have earlier. Earlier you would have like chatbots and all which would give you option A, B, C. You kind of select that, and it was like that was what it could do at best. Now we can have like really personalized recommendations and also predictive analytics, which is got much better. While machine learning had taken it to a level, with AI it kind of goes to another level which we should kind of definitely leverage. Fraud detection, I'm sure you guys are sensitive to all of that, and risk assessment and credit scoring. These are some things which financial services companies are leveraging with AI. Voice and image recognition for security and other purposes. Coming to another couple of things which could be relevant to Quora as well is one is a sentiment analysis. As marketers, it's very important to analyze the sentiment of what's happening in real time, and I think AI is going to be very useful to kind of get to know that. And content personalization. This is where platforms like Quora come in, where One, you can, establish thought leadership for your brand. Two, you can amplify content which you think is relevant for your TG. Three, you could do lead generation and, some amount of market research. Our teams can, share insights with you. You can also stay updated on AI through Quora as well. So that's another interesting way of looking at Quora. And of course, all this kind of ends up with, enhancing your brand credibility. Without taking much time, I'm confident that, today's discussion and interactions here will be a good learning for all of us. I wish you a thought-provoking and fruitful event ahead. Let the journey begin. Thank you very much.
We have with us Nitin Patil, who heads business for Quora in India. He'll walk us through a little presentation about how Quora can come in handy, everything that Gurmeet already spoke about, content, etc. So he'll walk us through how it can come in handy for PFSI marketers, which is all of you here.
My name is Nitin Patil. I head the business for Quora in India. So today we are going to talk about a few things about AI, how AI tools have been developed in Quora, how marketers can use different tools which we have. We will give you a few insights in the financial category and then a little deep dive onto the Quora solutions which we have across. Okay, so let's start the journey. So Quora started in 2010 by Adam D'Angelo. He's the founder. He was the first CTO of Facebook. He moved out of Facebook and started Quora with a clear mission to share the world's knowledge. So Quora is a knowledge sharing platform where people come and share their knowledge across. For the last 10 years, we developed the product so stronger and we saw that content was emerging. User content saw a lot of growth. And there is we understood that AI would play a very important role to spread this knowledge across. So in 2021 and 2022, we started developing an AI product in collaborations with OpenAI and Anthropics for an AI model languages. In 2023 is where we launched our product called PO, which is Platform for Open Explorations. So PO is again a product of Quora, which is an aggregation of a lot of AI tools and bots. So let's see how different tools can be used by marketers, which are the AI tools which we have. So I'll just pick a few of these. The first one being Article Bot. So Article Bot helps you generate search engine optimized articles. So it's a bot which can help you build an article by itself. Coming to Midjourney. Midjourney is another bot which can help you create images for your campaigns. So we can use this for your campaign creators as well. The last one, which is Music Gen, again a bot which can help you build audio and video content for your campaigns. So on PO, there are various platforms, various bots and AI tools which is an AI tool developed by Quora. So now let's move on to the next part, how PO is being integrated on Quora today, right? So PO is one product and Quora is another product. So Quora is more of a human answer platform where people come put their question and answers and the community is answering it, right? So PO being an AI tool, so today when you go to Quora, you will see that you will have human answers and certain questions we have already integrated PO, which you can click on a button and say if you want this question to be answered by the AI platform. So on Quora today itself, you get both the AI answer and the human answer. So contextually, you don't get the right user who is getting to Quora platform to understand both types of answers. So that's where Quora and Co come into collaborations. Sorry. Yeah. So globally, we are about 4 million monthly unique visitors. US being the biggest, and followed is India. So in India, we have about 100 million monthly unique users which come on the platform, and it's ever growing for us, and we will keep building onto it. So that's the base which you can utilize. Moving on, knowing about Quora, let's know a little understand about Quora. Where does Quora sits in this digital ecosystem? So we are an amalgamation of both social and search, where people come with intended keywords on the platform. They put those keywords, try to read those contents to different topics. Our AI and machine learning is so strong, it gives you suggestions as per your content consumption. At the same time, they also socially engage on our platform through upvotes, shares, and comments. So we are a perfect amalgamation of both these platforms, and most of the users come on the platform to do a lot of research. So before buying, they come to Quora, they understand, they do a research, and then go and buy their products. So it's the right point for the brands to look and place the advertisement when they are in the consideration bracket and they want to make a final decision. So it helps very clearly for financial category, because they'll do a lot of research before investing their monies on any of the tools which they want to invest on. Right? So, okay. So, Quora is a 100% UGC platform. The content is developed on the platform by asking questions. The prime DNA of Quora is question and answer format. So, users come, they ask questions, and it's the community or the knowledge experts or the brands which come on the platform and answer these questions on the platform. They also contribute and conduct a lot of research before they buy this across. Coming also, what stands out for Quora? We give you a very intent-driven platform where people come with a certain intention and then do their research and see what are advertisers able to help them across. So we build drive engagements for you through a very contextual platform which we have in place. Okay, let's look at how financial category is on Quora, how it is spread across. Quora has about 4 million plus topics. Finance is one of the biggest topic which we have, where users come and read a lot. So you have a few which we have on this slide today. You have mutual funds, you have banking, finance, you have stock markets, right? This is an overall thing. I'll give you more insights on the finance category. We have about 28 million followers and we have about 3 million answers in the finance category itself, right? 45% of the Quora users have used internet before, for managing their savings and finances. Because of the COVID coming in, people have taken personal finance somewhat more serious. So they do come on the platform and see how they can help them, of course. So now diving a little more deeper in the finance category, looking at the investments, you see that we have about 29 million content views only on investment as a subcategory. So people come, they read of other related topics related of investments. Coming to the next one, which is banking, we have about 1.7 million followers. So people do follow these topics to understand what is happening in this particular category or in this particular topic. When it comes to insurance, people come across, they come and research about life insurance, they research about auto insurance, they research about health insurance. So with one particular topic, they also get related topics which they can research and check across. Coming to mutual funds, you can see the number of questions and the answers. That itself is the number of engagement we're having on the platform. We also have trading and stocks. People come, the content views, follows, upvotes, being the biggest one over here, which means people are liking the content on the platform. Coming to the ad formats and the best practices we have 4 ad formats, which is image and text ads, promoted answers, and video ads. Image and text ads help you drive traffic to a landing page. It's an external landing page which you can take to your users. We help you drive traffic, awareness, and conversion campaigns. We are way above the industry standard benchmarks when it comes to CTRs. We are a bid platform. We have just given you this range where the CPCs can be. It's again depending upon the platform at the time you are taking up your campaign on the platform. So we have both text and images ads, which will help you drive awareness, conversions, and traffic driving campaigns. Coming to the video, we have recently launched a video ad format on Quora. Video stands clearly out on Quora because we're a text heavy platform, so video makes much more prominent presence on the platform. Given that we help you with contextual right targeting, comparing us with other platforms where you are inserting your videos where people are looking at entertainment video. So there's a force fit happening, but on Quora, we are giving you a very contextual placement for your video ads. So we help you with other metrics on video when it comes to CPV, quartile reports, and the VTRs. The next platform, we have a few banks which have already started doing video ads. We help them tell a compelling story. You can define your objectives when it comes to a video campaign. Coming to promoted answers, this is a very beautiful product of Quora, very unique, which the platform offers. So how do we start promoted answers? You can build a thought leadership stance on Quora. You can build a knowledge stance or an education stance by having a profile on Quora. Now it could be an individual profile or it could be a business profile which you can build on the platform and then have your answers being promoted. Why do we say promoted answers too? Because promoted answers give you a reach factor. The reach factor gets you engagements, which is upvotes, shares, and comments. And these engagements will help you trend on two platforms. One is on Quora and second is on search. So Quora ranks second or the third position organically on search. So your answers will start trending over there. So we give you a reach engagement factor through promoted answer campaigns. So we have seen engagements growing upwards after April. So this is where most of the brands can come in, give a lot of engagement factors to their answers. You can educate because finance is a category where most of the things are like, subject matter experts who come as per their knowledge. But as brands, you could come on the platform, have a business profile page and impart that knowledge to the user saying this is the right thing to do and these are the statistics and these are the data points. I think you will be having a game and you have the right audience for yourself. Number of answers also starts increasing upwards and you see Q1, which is the financial year also helps, engagement factor to be built up. So your promoted answers will be really useful over there. Coming, we have spoken about business profile, we have spoken about promoted answers. We always find this challenge. How do I build my content? I do have a little bandwidth issue on my content. How do I build it? So we can cleverly use AI, which is Po again by Quora. Okay. You can repurpose your blogs, which you have, or any content which you have in hand. You can use those. You just come to Po, you say, build me a content of 200 words using this URL. So Po will help you get that content ready and it will be an easy content development field. Even if you have your answers which are there on Quora, you can reboost those answers. It can refresh your content, give you newer content, and you can upload those on Quora as well. So Po can help you do that on Quora. So we have HDFC Life who has done a campaign with us through their business profile page. You can see that's the business profile page. They have about 59 million content views on the platform today, which means they are disseminating a lot of knowledge through their business profile page. What do they talk about? They talk about insurance, they talk about retirement investments, they talk about life insurance. So what do you want to do is what we can look at and help you build a profile on page and promoted answers. Give a reach to your content on the platform. Po can help you build that particular content which is already there with you. We can repurpose it, reiterate it, and help you through Po. Coming to the targetings which we have. So we have 4 types of targetings on the platform: contextual, behavior, audience, and broad targeting. Coming to contextual targeting, it's more of a real-time targeting to the users, which means if he comes to that particular topic of investments or mutual finance, then is where is your ad is being shown to the user. So it's more of a real-time targeting when it is contextual in nature. Behavioral targeting is basically the content consumption of the user. If he has read about finances in the last 30 days, then is where your ad will go and follow the user and show the ad to it. So we have keyword history, question history, and an answer history. If they have read this answer in the last night 30 days, it can follow the user and show your ad to them. So a very relevant targeting parameter which you have. Coming to the third one, which is audience targeting. There are two types of audience targeting which you can do. One is by uploading email IDs, which is the factor which we consider from the users. You upload this list of email IDs, build an audience bucket, or place a pixel on your platform or on your website. The pixel starts collecting the data points. We build that as an audience bucket. These two audience buckets can be used for retargeting. We can use it for lookalike or exclusion also from campaigns. So that's how we can do audience targeting on the platform, which is retargeting, lookalike, and exclusion. Pro targeting is going to all out to the users. You define the geo, the device will go to all the users. We are integrated with a lot of marketing partners, be it reporting data points, mobile measurements, or even brand safety. Intel is one of the classic example, which is very brand conscious. We have a 98% pass on IAS tags for Intel as a campaign, which means we are providing you a very brand safe environment for your advertisements. Coming to the services, we offer both self-serve and managed services. Self-serve is where we activate our ads manager for you. We train your team on the advertising platform, how to upload the campaigns. The second one is managed services, which we do end-to-end for you. We will collect the objective of your campaign, create your creatives have to come from your side. We manage the campaign setup, optimization, reporting, and in-depth analysis on categories. If you need any data points, we'll help you over there. And that's where we give you a deep dive. We'll integrate with your team on a weekly basis and understand and help you be successful on the platform. We'll give you access to the beta versions which are coming up on the platform. So that's where a managed services is what it bundles up with. Coming to the brands which are there on the category today, we have a lot of lots of brands which are advertising from SBI to HDFC Life to mutual funds to angel broking. We have a dedicated team in the West. We have Priyanka and Disha from the sales side, and we have Pushpanjal and Nisha from the customer success team, and myself for helping you with the campaigns. So we look forward to you be on board and be successful on Core. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Nitin. I think we got to know a lot of interesting things about Quora that I surely didn't know before Nitin spoke all about it this evening. So maybe you'd like to catch up with him and his team that's here today to get to know a little more about how Quora can make your brand stand out on the internet. So now let's move on to the panel discussion. We have with us Alok Arya, the Chief Marketing Officer at Equintis Wealth, Amit Bhandare, Head Marketing, Marketing and Corporate Communications at Yes Securities. Alok, Amit, maybe you can come join us. Thank you. We have Anand Krishnan, who is the CMO at ICICI Direct, and Prasad Pimple, EVP and Head of Digital Business at Kotak Life.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. I think I've introduced everyone and myself way many times today on the topic. So, so we are here to discuss how AI can help brands and how it's already helping a lot of you at work. So, just to set a little context of how this conversation will go ahead. I think we're going to hear from our panel of experts today on a few things. One is how they target the right audience. AI can identify, target potential customers based on demographics, interests, online behavior. So there's targeting the right audience. Personalizing content. I think personalizing at scale is something that AI comes in handy for. So this can be done to analyze customer data, identifying preferences, what have you, right? And finally measuring ROI, because what's a campaign without ROI, right? And so while I have shortened a lot of this, I had a lot written up here, and my team and I were reporters. So we live in daily existential crisis of Chat GPT writing a lot of content, and it did this for me. But it's clear that you need a little bit of human intervention to keep it short, to keep it snappy. So that is maybe or maybe not. You will tell us if you are in existential crisis of AI of different types, easing out, taking away jobs. We'll hopefully not go into the bleak zone. But let's. But I'm guessing a lot of you basically look at AI the way 6-year-old or 10-year-old me did in 1995 with MS Paint. So I would sit and make greeting cards for my mother and father, and no matter what the occasion or a school presentation or homework, I would try to introduce MS Paint everywhere, and that's what I do with AI now. So be it Chat GPT, be it Canva, generating an image, whatever it be, you try to say, okay, how can I use this to make my life a little more efficient? So I want to start with all of you. Prasad, maybe from you there. How much of your work has been made more efficient by using AI? So if in a day, you do X amount of work, is 30% of it just so much more efficient now because you use AI?
When we talk about AI, I'll divide this into two parts: the AI and the generative AI, which has now come into the picture with ChatGPT and all those bots. So AI we have been using from long time. It's not something which is new thing. Right? Everybody has used AI for their retargeting campaigns, for their remarketing campaigns. Everybody has used their AI for a proper targeting, segmentation kind of a thing. In fact, the entire full funnel marketing as a concept, when we talk about that, doing it right from the top of the funnel, awareness building to consideration building to finally the lead generation part, purchase intent creation, that has been fueled by the artificial intelligence over last 4 5 years. Okay, that's how the situation is. In fact, the entire all the biddable platforms, be it a Google biddable platform or even Meta biddable platforms, are all driven by AI. Correct? That's how the situation is, and we have been adjusting ourselves to the way Google ecosystem is using those AI tools or their own algorithms. We have been adjusting to it. Correct? Even from the search engine optimization, we have been adjusting to how their algorithms are working. So algorithms were there earlier, we are using it. The only new twist which has happened now is the power of computing, which has gone into all these models or algorithms, that has completely changed. And with ChatGPT coming in and with all those things, um, how I look at it, 50% of today's work, what we do, involves some sort of AI, whether it is part of the predictive analysis, what we do in terms of understanding which product is shown to what type of customer, or predictive analysis we do in terms of identifying the next best product for the customers.
That's very
So
interesting.
we have all those things into it. The only thing which has got added now is as a part of fraud detection.
Mm-hmm.
All our online journey, life insurance as an industry needs to manage the risk well. Okay? It's all about the risk management as an industry. So if I cannot detect fraud as a part of my process or as a part of my purchase journey, then it becomes very difficult. So now let's assume for online when I'm not seeing the consumer in front of me and somebody is buying on the internet, I need to ensure that that person is alive. But you will see,
We come to the fraud detection part. Alok, if I can bring you in here, Prasad said 50% of work is, made simpler by AI. How does it work for you? And what are areas where you are already using algorithms or generative AI at work?
So the business that I represent essentially, I mean, if I were to put a percentage, it's 100% AI led. We've been into equity advisory since 12 years. I moved into this industry like almost 1.5 years back, but the company that I represent, AI is at the heart of it, right? When I say how, is essentially from the overall ecosystem of stocks. How does various parameters come together? What stock has been moving with what percentage year on year CAGR? What are the management views, etc., etc. So there are some, if I'm not wrong, some 650 odd parameters, which even I'm scared to look at, but the research team is very comfortable, and there are almost 324 AI algorithms precisely that the machinery that we built uses to pick out these stocks and hence recommend to our customers who are subscribers. Having said that, as a marketer, I believe that AI is, like Prasad mentioned, it could only be used to make systems more efficient and effective. It cannot replace a human. As Indians, there is a innate acceptance to human touch, personalization across categories. We can never let go of that. And let me tell you one more thing. As a marketer, it's a very very small thing, but I believe that anything that has artificial written in front of it is still a worry. I mean, you can ask the ladies in the house, if you just put a word artificial in front of the word diamond, suddenly it changes. So intelligence is artificial, but real intelligence will always remain real. It's built over first party data. I think most of us as category leaders are ensuring that our first party data is very, very robust so that the machine can learn. Having said that, I think we have to use it very, very consciously. And we have, as marketeers, we need to be aware that a machine is a machine. I was listening to Sundar Pichai some days back, a recording of his, when they were developing Bard. For majority of the queries, Bard had the right probabilistic answer. One that AI can never be deterministic. It is still probabilistic. But even Bard started hallucinating. Hallucinations is say a byproduct of the AI usage that can happen across categories. Meaning of hallucination is as simple as that it will tell you something that never existed and that will never exist. System hallucinates. Like maybe some humans could have hallucinated at some point in time in their lives. So I'm just saying that AI as technology will definitely expedite a lot of functions in our respective domains that we're trying to run around with, but it can never ever replace what a human brain can add more from a cultural fabric perspective, a category insight perspective, because at the end of the day, marketing is a mix of arts and sciences. So if you address the science part, the heart part still needs a heart. While a machine can, of course, keep your heart beating, but you need to have emotions. So, net, I believe that AI is definitely going to revolutionize marketing further. I mean, he was spot on. Google, Facebook, everything is just built on AI, but that's first party data. What we should more bother on is that we should ensure that our first party data is very, very robust. We ask the customers the right questions. We have that data stored. Let the machines play, create more such quasi customers for you, and hence you flourish.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Anand, if you can come in here and tell us 50, 100, can't go beyond 100%. So where are you at with using AI and algorithms at work, and how do you use them? And what is this? So like Alok was saying, you need that human intervention. So where are the areas where the human intervention is used when you use AI?
Look, I don't want to put a number to it as such because I will refrain from doing that. But the business that we are in is broking business. End of the day, there is no startup cost from a user standpoint, right? I show you an ad, you click on the ad, you come, you open an account. It's so easy to open an account, right? But the real fun of AI begins after that, because what happens is after the guy has opened an account, the learning starts post that, because we deep dive into understanding what kind of transactions are these customers generating. Therefore, that helps us build a lookalike audience.
which eventually helps us manage our costs better. So I think that so it starts right from the time you want to start start a targeting campaign, right? That is where AI really begins, as far as we are concerned. So, and I'm purely talking about data that's built in house, which is used more from defining your target audience sharper, in order to make sure that the marketing money that you spend is spent in the right direction. You are reaching the audience that you really want to reach, and not spraying all over the place. Especially given the fact that the product is free to start with, everybody just wants to come and experiment. So that's one part of it. The second part of it is also about using this after the customers come on board. Right now, before I actually start nudging a customer, I need to understand how do I nudge this customer? What sort of medium works for him? Now, all that is based on a base data, which is something that comes out of our, Adobe marketing system, right? That will basically help us understand what kind of communication medium works for which particular customer. So that is the second part of where we use AI. The third part is where organically we want to bring in customers. Now, what happens in our business, right? Uh, Customers do go and search a lot of information on the internet. They're looking for stock prices. They're looking for things like how do I start derivative trading, right? Something as simple as this. Now, I think the effort is always going to be that how do I improve my ranking in that particular search result. Uh, that ranking is a function of the AI that Google bots run. For us to hack that particular space, we need to be able to understand what are the triggers for us to be able to rank better in that particular search result. So that is one area where our whole space of using AI comes in. In fact, we use generative AI to some extent to curate some of those content pieces, but not wholly dependent on that, because that is where the handshake between tech and human really takes place. For us to be able to sharpen the content, to be able to help uh, Google bots index us better and rank us better. So that is one part of it. Third, of course, where bulk of the marketing money goes, which is performance marketing. That is a space where we use, spoke about first party data. That's the place where we use first party data, but we're very cautious about how we use that data because we don't want to be exposing too much information out there to Google and any of these platforms, right? Although the temptation always is to go and see how can you optimize your cost better for you to be able to bring down your CAC. But we're very conscious about what are the triggers that we really give. How much information do we really want to expose, right? So that we're very cautious as far as this is concerned. The other part where we also use AI in a large way is for us to be able to understand social sentiment in the market.
Got it.
Gulbeek spoke about it, but that's something that we use extensively. We have partners to help us do that. Uh, the fun of using that is also we're able to go and respond to a customer comment or a sentiment quickly. How fast you're able to do it and how accurately you're able to do it. Is it really fitting the context of that particular
Getting it
conversation?
accurate, I think, is where a lot of brands struggle, and we get a lot of story ideas from the saying, "Arey, iska, the AI is not working right here. The bot is, somebody's complaining about a whole different thing." You're like, "Oh, thank you for, writing to us, and we'll get back to you. Write to us with your, bill number or whatever, and we'll get in touch with you." So super. Taking, from there, Amit, if I can bring you in, what are your specific areas where you use AI and some concerns that you have adding on to what our panelists have already mentioned right now?
So good evening, everyone. So I'll bring in a different perspective completely. For smaller organizations, for organizations with low budgets, I think AI is kind of a boom for us. I'll explain how.
suppose you have to make a product video, so you need a recording artist, and then the cost moves up. So recently we've started uh, using AI tools like Speechify or something to create in-house product videos. So your cost considerably comes down. That's from the marketing perspective. Again, if you have to for any campaign, images are quite essential. So buying images from Images Bazaar or Shutterstock is not always possible. Then you use Midjourney to create images for your campaign. So that's another use case of how do we use AI for our marketing. Similarly, for when you do performance marketing, running a cost per acquisition on other platforms, be it Facebook or Google, tend to be slightly on a higher side. So what do? You do a programmatic ad. Then your CPA automatically comes down. So that's another case in point. Plus, like in our industry, it's quite human intensive. Like every evening, our dealing team has to call customers to confirm trades and all that. So we've not yet implemented, but kind of in a phase launch where we are experimenting with using a voice bot to do automated calling and seek trade confirmation. So there you will bring down human intervention. Another case in point, we've also trying to build in what you call it, human or voice assistance in the app so that any concerns, if plus the another three V's I generally talk about for a marketer is quite essential is voice, video, and vernacular. So the another thing in a call center setup in India, multilingual, you're not sure to recruit a customer service representative who can, especially in a southern part of India where he understands Tamil or Telugu or Malayalam. So we are also building where we have voice assistance in a vernacular language. Suppose we start talking in Tamil, you get assistance in Tamil. So that's another part where rather than recruiting somebody and identifying a Tamil speaking customer service rep, we're building something called where we'll have them service in a what you call a vernacular medium.
Fascinating.
These are the various test cases where making best use of the resources or the budgets in hand. So I would say, would be quite a boon for an organizations which are budget kind of expensive.
Absolutely. Fair point.
Challenges, if you see, everybody dreams of a personalization. Everybody receives a WhatsApp message, but what's challenging in a BFSI industry is there's not a single one view of customers. So if I receive a message from one company, it will be Bhandare Amit Ashok or Amit Ashok Bhandare, or sometimes it's just Mr. Bhandare. So even in that case, because there's not a single view of a customer, so a data lake or a CDP kind of platforms also becomes quite essential where you have a unified view of a customer and you understand customers. Every department has the same access of customers. So if that comes in combined with AI, it would give. So right now, having one view of a single customer, understanding his entire transaction with organization is challenging. So once that we are in process of addressing those issues as well, creating data lakes or CDPs, then marrying AI with these kind of platforms will really empower marketer as well as organization to leverage and give customers the desired personalized experience that they require or maybe
Got it.
still give them.
Understand. And the question I want to pose to all of you next is, you are all leaders in your organizations. So there is a lot of onus on you to learn about all of this first. And it's just like how, I said, I'm using Chat GPT like I used to use MS Paint, right? So you might be doing that on your own personal level, a lot of learning that's going on. But when an industry goes through a change like we are seeing right now with a new technology coming in, how do you make this trickle down all the way to the junior level in your organizations so that I mean, they are the ones who are executing. It's your idea maybe, but they are the ones who have to execute. So, are you investing a lot in upskilling? What are the areas that you're focusing on from an AI point of view, from your team perspective? What is it that you want them to? I mean, if there's someone who wants to join the marketing fraternity now, what do they need to learn first from an AI point of view? Amit or Prasad, if you would like to go first.
Okay. So I think the way digital and technology has evolved, I think it has become a great leveler. I don't think as a leader we are identifying a trend today and then asking our team to learn out of it. I think the trend has reversed. Our the teams, the new joinees, the management trainees, they come up with a lot of new ideas, platforms which they have seen and they have used, and then we end up evaluating those things. I end up using most of the platforms once somebody else comes to me and recommends that this is what this platform is doing, and then we start collectively we start using it. Correct? So from that particular perspective, what I would suggest and recommend is keep yourself up to date in terms of the information. A lot of changes are happening around us. It's not about a tool or it's not about a solution to be learned. It's all about the methodology or approach, the orientation towards this technology. So if I just go 5 years or 10 years behind, a lot of marketeers were not happy learning technology. They always should think that technology is for the IT team and I'm here to build something which is linked to creativity, linked to some communication, some customer segment. But I think that has got changed. A lot of marketeers now need to know technology as good as they know marketing. If you do not know technology, what is happening around you, if you can't appreciate that, it's very difficult to learn that particular part. So that's one single advice I would give, that keep yourself open to learn new technology, and the technology is going to change every year. So don't get connected to a particular tool or solution. Just look at it holistically.
Beautifully put. So don't become dependent on a single thing and keep an open mind. Alok, what about you?
I think, I sort of agree. I just feel that, one might not be a techie, right? I mean, at the end of the day, not everyone can be a coder, but I believe if you start thinking from the lens of the customer, right, you just flip it, right? Okay, how can it help the customer? And start from that direction, I think it could lead to some interesting use cases. And your question was specifically on people who are entering the marketing fraternity, or maybe the youngsters who are working with us, not so young people now. One thing that, at least I ensure, and I'm sure a lot of us are doing, is that there's something called as reverse mentoring. I believe in it very, very profoundly. I believe that, that, I mean, younger people have a lot more things to teach us, and they are far more exposed in many other ways that we maybe uh, slightly play a negative mentor role at times for, right? We might think that Snapchat as a platform could never work for a BFSI category, but you never know. I mean, if you're not open to being open, that's the, I think, curtain that actually keeps us away from being a better marketeer rather than being a mediocre marketeer. And lastly, I think, as I said again, I mean, just for the sake of repeating, it's essentially an amalgamation of, your machine learning and your first party data. I'm again repeating it because unless the first party data or the consumer data is sort of so robust that your machine can learn. I'll give you just small example. In BFSI, I'm sure for all of us, the only lookalike that works is at max 0 to 1% LAL, right? Which is 0 to 1% lookalikes of your first party data. The moment I open up the funnel to say a 1 to 2%, and I'm saying not a small base, I'm saying maybe a potential base of a million, say example, the registered users that we have. The moment we open the lookalikes to 1 to 2%, the conversion rates, not the actual conversion to a customer, but from a impression to a lead, drops down significantly. And when I say significantly, it's double digit. So I can't disclose numbers, but what I'm saying is that that data set as marketers, at times we go very bullish on platforms and say, okay, programmatic, okay, we'll use AI. But at the end of the day, who's consuming it? Where is the impression being burnt? We don't track it. Or we realize when, say, example, we would have invested $500,000 on a campaign, and then when we see the ROAS, maybe it's not in a good state. So I think the good way, maybe a better way, is to be a informed marketer. Be very sure of who your audience is. Not go beyond, say, a 0 to 1% lookalike. At least when you're trying to build on the system capabilities, let the system settle down, because there's a particular threshold that the system also needs to reach out to the audience of a certain particular mass. At times we make a mistake saying, okay, I've spent 3 lakh rupees, results are not coming, this campaign is crap. It doesn't happen like that, because there's a reach algorithm, there is a frequency algorithm, it works together. So I think it's a hand in hand, and I completely believe in the fact that reverse mentoring is the way forward. Today, a graduate I met yesterday, I was interviewing someone for a social media position, right? He had no experience in social media, but trust me, the kind of followership he was, what, I think some 920, I think. He was still, trying to see how can he work as an intern and so on. So, but oh my god, I mean, the stuff that he shared was, I mean, like, we could never think of. We think we are a very serious category, equity, subscription advisory model. Who will think of that? But I mean, he surprised me. So we should always be open to being open. That's my only suggestion.
Beautifully put. What about you, Anand? What are things on your checklist that a fresher or the junior most team member in your organization should know, learn about AI?
Okay, so it's philosophy has followed, right? So the whole learning is a two-way street, right? There has to be an organization effort to sort of bring in learnings of new technology and new innovations that are taking place there in this particular space. The other one is that you self-learn, because there's so much of resource available on the internet that you can fundamentally self-learn, and it's becoming super affordable. And learning is a given for a simple reason that if you're not learning, then you're not getting ahead in the world. So I think it becomes part of everyone's DNA now. But having said that, I think other important thing is that I mentioned about organizational strategy, right? I think this now starts becoming part of the culture of the organization. Because if you're not investing in sort of upscaling people to sort of ride the new wave that's going to be coming in the area of marketing, then you're going to be left behind somewhere, right? Because marketing, the only constant change is only constant, like it or not, and therefore I think learning becomes the important part of what you do.
And Amit, what about you? Your thoughts on this?
I have a different philosophy. Learning, I believe in learning by doing. So I ensure my team works on every new tool or software that's available. So I've forced my designers to start using Midjourney, create images. So because there's one part, you do certifications, you read, you learn, but that's too theoretical, and marketing doesn't work on theory. You have to make your hands dirty and actually execute it. How does Speechify work? So Speechify converts text to speech, but unless you use it, it's not going to work. So I ensure. So my team structure is also quite fluid. Everybody in my team can go from content writing to social to performance marketing.
Yes.
So because unless you'll do a Google certification, but you may not know how do you run a campaign unless you actually run a campaign. So today, junior most of my team members attended what you call customer engagement and retention training at Touch Center Cruise today. So and now they'll have to work on those tools. So my philosophy is unless you do and execute, you won't learn. So whatever new, because the way a year ago, almost nobody knew about ChatGPT and all that. So now you have to. So tomorrow, after
Absolutely agree with
months
you.
down the line, you may have something new. So
Yeah.
unless they start using it and doing it, they're not going to learn. So I ensure whatever's new there, you do it. You fail, doesn't matter, but you'll have to try. So there is no running away from trying a new tool in my team.
Absolutely. I agree with that philosophy so much. And a beautiful segue from there is how do you do Quora at your workplace? Hey, I did that well, right? So no, but seriously, I know that Prasad here uses Quora. So does Amit. So if you can tell us a little about how Quora is valuable to the work you do, how it functions, and maybe a little about if you could marry Quora with AI, the feature that was just presented to us. How would that work for you and make your life better?
So again, I don't use anything which is paid format of Quora. I use the organic one. Suppose I look at it from the customer perspective. If customer is using the platform, then as a marketer, I should be present there. Right? As Quora as a platform, what is the philosophy? The philosophy is somebody has a question in mind. He will pose that question to the platform, and that person is expecting a human answer against it. So exactly the same the Google search also does, but it doesn't give a human answer. What it provides a content answer written by somebody somewhere. It just throws at you. What ChatGPT does, it again uses a lot of information available, writes on its own, and presents it. Whereas in case of a human interaction, they share experiences. And that's where the platform gets differentiated. That when you are talking to the from the customer's lens, the platform is all about sharing as a customer my experience, my knowledge, what my understanding about the topic. That's where it stands as a platform. Now, if customer is there, I will be there. Well, how I use it, I predominantly respond. So let's say there's a topic or a question somebody has posted on Quora about life insurance. We do put in the answer list. We believe that as a brand, to Total Life as a brand, we have that authority about that as a topic, which customer will value to get that answer and everything. They might not get the experience per se of a real customer, but as a brand, they do get it. We also put few posts as a customer as well, so that they also get that human interaction experience as a part of it. So if they like that content, if they engage with it, if people interact about our post or answer, then it also helps into our search engine optimization. Absolutely. Because it gets listed on search page as well. Correct? So from that particular perspective, we predominantly use it. Though I have got the recommendation today that okay, try a promoted post, correct, or promoted answers to that sort. To just check whether you can get better engagement around that particular part, which we will definitely experiment with. Absolutely, and I think I was actually telling Neha that you wonder who are the people writing on Quora and creating all of this content, but it truly works. Like in that top 10 result, when you see a Quora for a random question you ask Google, I mean you at least remember, hey, that's a place I can go to if I want information. So is that how you also use it, Amit? Putting your own content there, even if it's not paid, but using it from an SEO standpoint.
See, we've not fully utilized Quora as of now because as I said, we've kind of the stage of metamorphosis. We're undergoing a lot of changes. In another 3 or 4 months, we'll be a completely different brand identity. So we're working towards that. Quora is, see, we've not gone gung-ho about Quora because it's a user-generated content. So we will have to be very cautious or and approach it in a very different way. Plus, Pro, if you talk about, I went through the feature. One of them was mid journey, which we are already using. Plus, it had something called as HTMLization. I think email HTMLization consumes a lot of cost and time. So, if it can ease out that, maybe so can be explored. So, I think there's something called as voice and text speechify. So, if the features get we're trying with different vendors at one place through Go. There's no harm exploring Go maybe in the near future.
Got it. Sorry, Amit. That was Alok who uses SEO and Quora. I am so sorry. I just confused it for a second. I remember you told me. Sorry, Anand.
for a phone company.
Yes. Sorry, Anand, you use Quora from the SEO standpoint.
So I'll tell you, so we use a lot of platforms actually. So the general philosophy inside the organization that we want to experiment everything there is there, right? We put some amount of budget, we try to see how that works for us, and then we decide which is the direction we really want to swim. So as far as Quora is concerned, Quora is now slowly becoming an integral part of our SEO strategy. The reason is that I think the first and foremost reason is that it's a very high intent platform. People who are coming in there are seriously looking for some sort of information. Right? And I believe that the best way to really convert a potential customer into a customer is to feed him with information that has high amount of authority. Right? So the platform helps us build that and complements the SEO efforts that we do. Two also is the fact that it sort of also helps us pick areas where the customer is more receptive to what we're trying to
Right.
content
Yeah.
strategies, right? And places where people are not there. I think it helps us do that. Three, it of course helps us increase page traffic onto our pages because we spend a lot of time and effort in building out financial content. So yes,
Got it.
that's
Okay.
we use Quora. We haven't used Pro yet, but yes, I think after this,
You have to now.
I'll reach out to Priyanka and ask her to do a session for my team and understand this a little bit more in depth.
I am sure. Alok, I want to ask you, they've spoken from the not paid perspective and how they're using it. But even if you don't use Quora, but you will have an understanding of how the promoted, answers part that is also there in Quora, how that might help other brands. Maybe, your marketer friends have told you how it works and how it's helped them. Is that something that would make sense for the BFSI category?
I think definitely because one thing that he also mentioned is that the audience that coming to Quora is very very high intent. So someone who's looking for an insurance product is maybe at the bottom of the funnel already, right? He's crossed that awareness and consideration state and looking at a precise answer like say maybe how do you help decide me against an insurance premium which is higher vis-a-vis which has more say example I don't know features etc. So one high intent. Second, I think as a customer, right, Quora is a credible and authentic source of information. So we were discussing before this that there is a difference between facts and there is a difference between floating information.
Especially in the current
scheme of things, wherein the open internet, YouTube, Telegram, there is so much of information that we are not able to figure out what is true, what is false, what is right, what is wrong. And maybe people sitting in this room are far more intellectually rich to even take that decision. But 95% of the Indian diaspora doesn't understand. They still feel that YouTube pe jo dekh liya, that is news. Or WhatsApp is news. So I think that from that measure, I feel that the number that I saw on the screen, 100 million users per month, is a big number. I think it's a big used case already in establishment that, most of the evolved customers, which will be essentially the key cohorts for all of us sitting here, have a very high probability of being spoken to there. And the effort that as marketeers we need to put in maybe bringing them down to a customer from a potential customer will be far lesser rather than searching it out on a probabilistic population, say on Facebook or Google. While of course the intent signals are equally or not, if not stronger on Google. Having said that, this is where someone is asking. So example, I was going through the feed a couple of days back only and I saw a question that with the market volatility being highest, I mean, market is on all times high. Is it a good time to invest in stocks? I mean, this question, I'm sure 90% of the people sitting in the room will have in their minds. That's precisely the reason where we get scared. Ki nahi yaar, abhi to already high hai. But next year when we sit in this room, the same question will be there and we'll be in the same status quo. There is need that someone takes that stance of constantly educating that India has been growing. India is in a, build mode for the next 15 years. It has been for the last 20 years and the next 15 years, it will still be in the build mode. So I think for marketeers, it's a good platform. I'll be honest, I haven't used it. As a customer, I'm a I'm a very pro customer of Quora because I genuinely go there to read some of the things about maybe I don't have complete information. But anything that is written, I think, use a very beautiful word, is out of experience.
Right.
People would have experienced something, given their genuine sort of, and they give a very detailed view. So the beauty is that you don't get falsified by something which might be cooked up.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
The disclaimer is that I have not been paid to speak all of this. So it's just as
I want to add.
Gentlemen here have been paid to
I
speak in your.
want to add to what you just said. I think the most important point to note is that customers trust customers. Customers don't trust marketers.
Like, yeah.
Therefore, I think, and that is what this platform does to substantiate it.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. I got engrossed in the conversation with all of you. Shantanu here has been telling me, end, but I wanted to listen to everything that you had to say about AI and Quora. Thank you so much for your time today. Amit, Anand, Alok, Prasad, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Nitin. Thank you, Gurmeet.